In this video, we're going to learn about what making inferences is and why it is important to be able to make inferences when reading. An inference is a logical conclusion that can be made on what you've seen or read. Good inferences are supported by strong evidence. It's not your opinion. Although the word inference may sound unfamiliar to you, we make inferences almost every day in our life. Let's look at this picture. Based on what we see in the picture, we can make the following inferences. It must be autumn because of the yellow leaves around her. It had been raining before she came there because of the puddles on the walkway. Let's look at a different picture now. Based on what you see, what inferences can you make? Pause the video if you want to make one or two inferences. I can infer that the teacher has assigned them a project because they're working collaboratively. The project is interesting to them because they all seem engaged. The teacher is probably around in the room helping other students. Your inferences may be different from mine, but that's fine, as long as you have used evidence from the picture and not just stated your opinion. While reading, we can also make inferences. Making an inference, or reading between the lines, is about using clues or evidence from a text and your background knowledge to figure out what is not directly stated in the text. To make inferences from reading, take the information stated in the text, combine it with your own knowledge, and make conclusions. It's not just making a wild guess. You need to make a judgment that can be supported with clues from the text. Let's look at a few examples. Some people can lie without showing it in their facial expressions or body language. From this sentence, we can infer that some people are better liars than others. How can we make this conclusion? Well, if people don't show that they lie with their body language or facial expressions, it may be difficult to tell if a person is lying. Let's look at another example. A flipped classroom requires students to have some level of motivation to do the pre-class work. What can we infer from this sentence? We can infer that students in flipped classroom need to come prepared to class. We can make this inference based on the evidence in the text and our own knowledge of flipped learning model. We can also infer that students with low motivation aren't likely to succeed in a flipped classroom because they won't be doing their pre-class. Now let's consider this paragraph. What can be inferred about Emily's new neighbors? We could infer that Emily's new neighbors are active people and that they like spending time outdoors. What clues does the text provide us to make this inference? Well, man is carrying a bicycle and a kayak, and the young woman is carrying a surfboard. Now read another paragraph. Which of the following can be inferred from the text above? Now pause the video and try to answer this question. The correct answer is A. From this text, we can infer that body language plays a significant role in communication. Let's look at the clues given in the paragraph. The text says that much of what you communicate is done non-verbally, and that your body movements and gestures contribute to how audience understands you. From our own experience, we also know how important body language is in communication. All of these lead us to conclude that option A is the only correct answer. In this lesson, we've learned about what making inferences is and how to make inferences. It's important to remember that inference isn't a wild guess. It's a logical conclusion that you can make based on the information provided in the text. When you make inferences, you need to go beyond the text, which means using higher level thinking skills. Learning how to make inferences will not only make you better as a reader, but also better as a critical thinker.